Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. That one's going live. All right. So, dude, what a story. Man, for you guys who are just tuning in on the live, you missed Jessie's story, but if you tune in to the actual episode, you'll get to hear that. So, but Mike, tell us your story, man. How did you come to know Jesus and get saved?
The go-to guy.
You went through him? Through him? Shut.
Well, yeah, because my daughter came and asked me. She was a little bitty, but she was asking like about Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't have any answers, and so I was like, I need to go to church. Like I need to.
Yeah.
And Jessie was the go-to guy. I'd already been going to church.
Yeah.
Whenever he moved down there, he started going to the same church as we were going to, but I knew he was the go-to guy to learn. And through him, my sister, my brother-in-law, both been saved because of him.
What? Dude, I love that, man.
That's a great
what
story.
a calling and a mission, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To help people get saved like that. Go ahead, that's cool.
Yeah, and my wife and I both, I'm still working on my kids. That's like my number one goal in life right now.
Dude, I want to talk to you about that. How old are your kids?
I got one that's 6, one that's 14, and one that's 18.
So, I have a kid who's 3, and that's something I've been really praying about, dude. Is so like his other side of the family, they're Catholic, but they're not like practicing Catholic. You know what I mean? And so they believe in God, but it's not something they're probably actively trying to instill in him. So, you know, I really feel called to that's my job, you know, and it's probably one of the most important things I have to do in my life. And so we've been trying to slowly kind of introduce him to, and he now like knows who Jesus is, and he knows a few things, you know, but you know, I'm a first time father. I don't know how to do that really. And so what's interesting is when did you get saved? How long ago was that for you?
4 years.
So it's been 4. So yeah, so like you had some kids that are now they're a little older, so they didn't grow up like in a family that believed, right?
Right.
And so when you say you're working on them, what does that mean?
I'm trying to lead them in that direction.
Yeah.
Same with me. I'm still struggling. And still fighting to get there as often as I can to get to church and teach them, and you know, just being blue collar guys. I mean, we're working.
Yeah.
We're busy all the time, and then when we do have time, it's already booked up. Like we have softball and stuff that we do a lot of. You know, it's that, and so we're gone on the weekends, and then we don't get to make it to church.
Right.
We lose that. So then you got to find ways to try and bring it anyway.
Exactly.
Whether it's listening to Christian music while you're driving.
Absolutely.
Or listening to sermons while you're driving.
It's good.
Or hey, we missed church. We need to put church on the radio and listen to it while we're driving.
That's also great.
Like there's trying to lead them that way and like find these areas of opportunity because it's a challenge.
Yeah. Well, are they?
struggling
Would
with
you
it.
say they're receptive to it? Like, how do they feel about all of it?
Some of them, my oldest one, she's probably been the toughest. She's
Really?
like talking about evolution, and now we have to go in, get in deep on that. I'm reading books on evolution just so I can have
Absolutely.
some, like I want to be able to tell her why.
Exactly. You don't know that for sure. Yeah.
So
How that can still tie in, because evolution is real. I mean, you know, it's scientifically proven, but that doesn't, you know, prove that there's no existence of God. Like it can tie into it. So yeah, man, that's fascinating to me. And keep working on them. You know, what about your other two?
my middle daughter, I know she's there when she can be.
Yeah.
You know, with me, but my youngest she's always there with me. She goes
Cool.
to church with me every Sunday. And
I love
and
that.
she's loving it.
Yeah. Cool.
She enjoys it. She's happy, and it's, you know, a hard thing for me to learn was I want them to want to go to church.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna give them, you know, do you want to go to church? And any kid's gonna want to rather stay in bed and
For sure, right.
play on their phones, or they don't know the benefits that they're gonna get from church.
That's
You
right.
don't make them go to church.
Yeah.
So you gotta make them go to church, and there for a while I struggled with that, like
Same
making them go. I want them to want to go.
Oh, I
but
see.
They don't,
Yeah.
I don't know what they don't know because they don't go. So
That's
they
right.
Don't know, you know.
What
Makes
about, have you
sense
thought
of it.
about, you know, something that helped me when I was younger was getting involved in the youth group stuff.
Yeah.
That was big because it was people my age, you know, and it started off kind of as a social thing, but then I ended up like learning a lot, and it was kind of a profound piece of my journey, you know, and so that would be cool, getting them plugged into that. But that's cool, man. I can't believe that you've done that. You've helped that many people get saved. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I feel like that's my mission.
Yeah.
Everywhere, like, you don't have to go across the world to
That's
be
right.
a missionary, right? There's plenty of people here that.
Yes, dude. Okay, so something in this Bible, I've been doing a Bible study at Celebration Church on Wednesdays, and it just ended. But one of the things we're talking about is that not everybody, we're talking about like mission trips and stuff, and not everybody is necessarily called or supposed to go across the world to evangelize and save people. In fact, they were saying some people's ministry, like so to speak, this is y'all's ministry.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so some people's ministry is to speak to the people who are already maybe Christians and helping them get even closer to God or get back on the path, And so it can come in different forms. So that's what I think is cool too, is like, this is not only y'all's business, but it's like your ministry, like legitimately.
Yeah.
I mean, even with the name and everything. And so is there a way that you guys do that through your business? Like, I know that can probably be kind of a touchy situation. Somebody comes in, they're wanting protein, and you just start preaching to them. They probably don't want to hear that,
Right. Yeah.
So, but is there a way y'all do that at all?
We're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have some Christian stuff in there. We do Christian, like for Easter week, we gave away like 100 free Christian T-shirts just to help promote people going to church and just at any opportunity. We most of our staff are Christian. Not everybody. You don't have to necessarily be Christian, but if we get the opportunity to just pray for somebody or to witness or like we jump on it. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out the best way.
Sure. Yeah.
To lead it.
Yeah. I love that.
We've been able to reach a few people.
Yeah.
There's one, Garrett's. Garrett's friend, we met the plumbers, they came over and we actually met one guy at Lowe's. We were just looking for something to fix our trailer and saw him up there. He helped us with our plumbing. I saw him at the gym one morning, so I went up and he wanted to start working out with us. He started working out with us. He came to our church, and then he invited his friend who hadn't been in church in 20 years.
That was just working on our shop.
Yeah.
And he came
Man,
in.
that's cool. Yeah.
It gets better.
Yeah,
And what
he came in, he started, he went to church, but he was struggling with some addiction to alcohol and stuff.
Yeah.
He ended up passing away.
Oh
and it
my
was,
God. No.
We talked to our pastor, and he talked to him, and he gave his life. He went to the altar call that morning.
You did?
Gave his life to Jesus,
Praise
and then
God.
right after that, he passed away.
Wow. Wow. Thank God he got saved. Wow. Man, that's something. So, wow. So tell us what kind of products that you guys have in store. I mean, what do you guys specialize in? What do you have? A little bit of everything? Tell us.
Yeah, we have a little bit of everything. We started our own brand of weightlifting equipment. So we have the leather belts, lever buckles, double prong buckles,
Nice.
knee sleeves, wrist straps. So basically, we want to be a one-stop shop for all fitness needs and not just supplements.
Okay.
We have some clothing, some gym gear, and then we have everything from pre-workout, protein, testosterone boosters, fat loss supplements, multivitamins.
Yes.
And we're continuing to grow, and then as customers come in and they ask for certain products, we do our best to reach out and get those products.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're slowly, like we didn't have a lot of money up front, so we've been piecing this just kind of slowly.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah. So show that belt. Like kind of lift it up and open it up. Look at this, y'all. So this is what do you call this? A Super Saiyan belt? Or
Yeah. So this is just one of our anime belts. We have
Yeah.
different. We got a Texas theme belts. We got camo belts.
Nice.
This is one of our new anime Dragon Ball Z. It's got the adjustable lever belt,
Mm-hmm.
heavy duty belts.
So explain that, like how it doesn't matter how big or small you are, right? You can adjust that.
Well, these are nice. These are just your regular lever belt.
Oh, okay.
So typically the regular lever belts, and once you set the adjustment for
Yeah.
you, you snap it. That's the same.
That's what I
tight,
have.
That's how tight it's going to be. These you get a little bit of play. So if you want to go a little tighter or a little looser, you can change.
See, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
dude.
So these are like
Okay.
a step upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are super nice, heavy duty.
I didn't know that, man.
This is the
Yeah.
next level of weightlifting belt, just
Yeah.
compared to your traditional plain lever belt.
Yeah.
On one side, yeah. So this,
Man, cool.
Yeah.
Because that's very convenient, So mine's of course one of those that once it's set, that's it.
yeah, there's no.
And sometimes, like if I'm doing a heavy squat, I want it pretty tight. But if I'm just doing some lunges, I don't want
you
that
some
tight.
support.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the
That's
purpose
sick,
of
dude.
these.
Yeah.
So that's what
That's
these
cool.
are, yeah.
Okay. How much do those run usually?
Yeah, so these meal belts, these are 100.
Okay,
We do have the plain ones on sale for 60 right now.
it's a good deal.
Lifetime warranty on the buckles, but and these currently right now are $100.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Leather.
well worth it.
Yeah.
You know who made a video? Jeremy, what's his last name? The guy who does the catfish. Friend of mine, I can't think of his dang last name, but he did a review. He said, "Man, I've never worked out with a belt before." And he was doing a leg day with one of y'all's belts.
Oh, one of ours?
Yeah, you didn't see that? It's on y'all's page.
Renato, he does-
Yeah,
Oh,
Renato.
yeah.
And I thought that was cool, man, because I was sitting there thinking, because he works out.
Yeah.
He's been working out a long
yeah.
time. He's in good shape.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he'd never used a belt. And so when he made that video, I was like, oh, dude, it's a game changer. He's gonna love that. And he does. It's cool.
A lot of good recording. Now we're
Yeah.
carrying his honey. And,
Are y'all?
yeah, we're selling
Oh,
his honey.
cool,
yeah, so
man.
it's kinda-
Yeah, dude, I think I want to have him on to talk about that.
Yeah, that's
the
a cool.
beekeeping.
Yeah,
and
that's a
that.
different.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
It's
world.
wild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
So where's y'all's location at?
We're 4238 Sherwood Way. We're in the like a.
Dude, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I used to be in, so this is wild, but so I guess it was 2014 is when my ex-wife and I opened our first gym called My Trainer Fitness, and we were right next door to Maximus Nutrition in Jackson Square.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think y'all are in my,
Well,
I think y'all are in the city. Are y'all?
We're farther. We're right next to Shine Bright, right across from.
Oh, you're not in Jackson Square
We're not in
Plaza.
that-
Okay,
we're
you're
a little
farther down
farther
Charlotte.
down,
Yeah.
Never mind, I thought that y'all were in that plaza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all got a little better spot then. That's
Yeah.
good. Because that Jackson Square, dude, the parking is terrible.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Across from, Winter Stencil. But anyway, so Maximus was, just to kind of segue into this, Maximus Nutrition was kind of like y'all were. You know, they were going up against kind of the big dogs, GMC and the Complete Nutrition. And they were just a group of guys at first, and we were right next to them, so we were kind of partnered up with them. And, you know, over the years, one thing they were really good at was sort of the grassroots marketing, you know, getting into the community, getting local fitness people, bodybuilders to do, what do they call them? Not sponsorships. They would sponsor some athletes, but they'd be ambassadors or whatever,
Right.
brand ambassadors or whatever. And they did a good job of that, of really interfacing with the community. And, you know, over the years, they started, ownership started changing. They opened multiple locations, and they still do great or whatever, but it ended up, because they did that and they really cared about customers, the other Complete Nutrition went out of business.
Yeah.
And so, just to ask, I mean, y'all might not even talked to them, but do y'all have a relationship with them at all? Are they a direct competitor? How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, our thought is we're trying to stay in our lane,
Yeah.
run our own race. You know, we don't have nothing
I
bad
like
against
that.
them, but you know, we're trying to do our thing. And
Yeah,
you know, like I think competition is good.
for sure.
You know, like that'll help. You know, the whole community. You know, like
Yeah.
let's get the prices down.
Yeah.
That's some good
Exactly.
competition.
Yeah, but I like that. So I can already tell though that you guys are doing a really good job of that. Like, you know, I see you around. I saw you at Tommy's deal, the powerlifting competition. Just on y'all's, you know, social media, I can tell y'all are doing a really good job of that. And people, I'll see people now just give y'all a shout out or talk about y'all's brand and stuff, and they might not even tag y'all or something. And I'm like, man, that's good. That's cool. Like, it's really starting to spread, and people are kind of getting behind it.
Yeah.
And so, what I guess I want to know is, you know, with Maximus, you know, they're great and everything, but I feel like they lost that a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, is it y'all's plan to continue to be that way, to be real, you know, ingrained with the community, and how do y'all plan to continue doing that, I guess?
Yeah, so we're trying. We're hitting not only just here, but we travel to like Gatesville and San
Oh, really?
Antonio for some TSS stuff.
Yeah.
And we go to those powerlifting meets. We're trying to go to everyone's here. We're
Nice.
also working with the Ballinger School. We went over there,
Cool.
did a powerlifting meet with it over there, sponsored them. Then we went to Brady. We've sponsored over there.
Nice.
We want to do more here. We want to do more Cristobal, El
Uh-huh.
Dorado. You know, we love the Cristobal's just been amazing to
The
us.
Cristobal's great. Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's good.
a lot of their powerlifting meets are like in El Dorado and stuff like that. So we have to like try and figure it out. We're trying to sort that out now. Like, how are we going to make which meets and how can we support
Right. Yeah.
Cristobal? We've already reached out to the coaches. Like, how could we
Oh,
help?
that's excellent.
And,
Yeah. Good deal.
Yeah, we got a relationship with several of the coaches in not just San Angelo, but Ballinger. And
Wow,
around
cool.
there and stuff, you know. some of the
That's
smaller
good.
towns. We're really looking at like the blue collar type families that can't.
Yeah.
You know, we go and these belts are a lot cheaper. They get to try them on.
Yeah.
They don't have to spend money on Amazon and get a belt that doesn't fit.
That's
and
right.
Send it back
Yep.
in. You know,
I like that.
And so we want to have our prices as low as possible because we are
That's
like
cool.
we're the blue collar. That's
Yeah.
what we were shooting for.
Okay.
And all the
I
blue
like
collar
that.
guys, they're athletes. My mom works for the post office.
Yeah.
I'll talk to my sister, and my sister's like, I'm trying. Me and her and her daughter do the little tracking their miles.
Yeah.
And they get to watch my mom's miles while
Mhm.
she's walking for the postal service. So
Oh, cool. Yeah.
they want to catch up and make sure by the end of the day they got more steps in than my mom did.
Dude, that's hard for a
Yeah.
postal
Yeah.
competing against a postal worker.
There was one night I was talking to her and she's like, "Yeah, me and Mama are going for a walk. We've got 5 miles to do tonight to get caught up."
Dang. All right.
So these are athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyday
These are
workers,
blue
yeah.
collar
I
athletes.
love
Work
that.
hard, you know.
Okay.
So
See,
you
I didn't know that necessarily. I like that, man.
We're
That's
in the
good
wind
stuff.
industry. Those guys are.
Yeah.
They're getting it. They're in the heat. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
there's days I was up there with them and I'm pouring sweat. You can start feeling the stuff start cramping up while you're
Dang.
turning your tools. You know, these
Yeah.
guys are doing it day in and day out, and they don't have a team
Right.
of medical personnel watching them like a football team
Yeah,
does.
for sure.
You know,
Yeah,
they got,
definitely not.
and so you know that was part of the supplement game too. Is
Yeah.
we want people to have the stuff to give them the oomph to
Exactly.
keep going, to keep taking care of their families and stuff. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I'd be on my way home from work and I have to hit that pre-workout before I get home. So I don't go
Dang,
home and
really?
just be
Yeah.
a bum. You know,
Uh-huh.
because you get home you're just wrecked.
Oh, for sure, dude.
So you
Working
try to
in the
keep
heat like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's times, especially like the distances you travel, you're pumped when you're leaving because you've
Right.
just been getting it all day.
Yeah.
And then you're on your way home and you got an hour drive home. By the time you get there, you're like road trip tired,
I know.
and it's like you don't want to get off the
Yeah.
couch, but
Yeah.
you got to.
Well, what
You got
about, do you guys have any bodybuilders or athletes that y'all sponsor or anything like that yet? Or y'all? Yeah.
Right now, we're currently sponsoring Jake Kuhlman.
Okay.
He's getting ready to go to Vegas for nationals.
Is he? In what category? Physique, men's physique?
men's
All right.
physique,
Yeah.
Maybe bodybuilding
Cool.
too.
Okay.
So he's kind of playing with both.
Yeah.
Alan.
I know Alan. Vander- yeah, I know
so
him
we're
as well.
Sponsoring him.
Yeah.
Good friends of ours.
He's cool, man.
Yeah.
I know that dude. Yeah.
We get him-
Is he working for y'all?
He doesn't work for us. No.
I thought he did. He does it.
He
Okay.
comes in. He's done some videos for us.
Okay. Yeah.
and,
That's I've seen that. Yeah. I was like, that's Alan. Yeah. That's cool, man.
So yeah, we work with those guys. We got
Yeah.
powerlifters.
Nice.
That we're working on getting some sponsorships started and stuff like that. So,
Very cool.
yeah.
What about, are you guys working with the local gyms here, like the bigger box gyms like Crunch and True Fit and maybe 1440? Have y'all talked to any of them?
Yeah, we've set up at TrueFit some. We
Nice.
signed up for the business program at Cross. We'll be setting up.
Cool.
We do also have memberships at West Texas Strength. And we
Awesome,
Work
yeah.
with them,
Yeah.
and then that was the first time we met Tommy. So we,
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're hoping to start.
Y'all
working
met
with
him
Tommy.
at Wands at West Texas Street?
No, we met him at the power.
Oh, when y'all
Super
at
Saiyan
the,
powerlifting,
okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. Like, is there any kind of weirdness at all because y'all, helped West Texas Strength and maybe done some stuff with them, then you went over to Tommy's? Is there anything like where they're like, hey, this is our supplement guys or anything like that, or has it been pretty cool?
I think it's been pretty cool. so
That's
far.
good.
Yeah.
Those guys are cool like that. They're
Right.
not like about all that
Yeah,
drama.
they're in there for the sport. They
Exactly.
love the sport. They love their athletes.
That's cool.
I think ultimately, like, if we can help the whole powerlifting
Exactly.
community and
Yeah.
strongman and fitness community, like
That's exactly.
that's all.
I've always felt that way, man. I've always felt like everybody can survive and do well. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't need to, especially in the fitness industry, for whatever reason. I don't know if it was just here, but for a while it was kind of like that, where people would hate on each other, like gyms and stuff. But then it got a little bit better. But yeah, even man, just with any industry, but even this kind of stuff, podcasting, like. There have been times where people will hate on other podcasts, and I just think everybody can succeed.
Right.
There's no reason for that. Yeah, so
That's
that's
all.
cool that you guys have that
don't have to
mentality.
win by pulling somebody else down.
You don't,
You
right?
don't have to.
Exactly, dude. Yeah, that's cool. So I want to know just a little bit about. I don't know if you have experience too, Mike, but Jessie, your bodybuilding experience. How did you get it? Because I've done like 6 or 7 shows. How did you get into that?
Man, from the time I was little, like I said, going back, like I always thought, like I need to be the biggest, strongest
Mhm.
guy, and that led to a love for weightlifting.
Yep.
And I've always had a pretty decent physique naturally.
Yeah.
Took third in state in powerlifting my senior year.
Dude, so you powerlifted too?
Yeah, powerlifted a lot in high
Okay.
school. And then,
Nice.
fell in love with the bodybuilding and did that for a long time. And then was alternating between powerlifting and bodybuilding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, so I love the sport.
Yeah.
You know, I love the industry. I love that it's you against you.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
like that
right?
too.
Ultimately, like it's not a team sport. It's
Yeah.
so,
I like that a lot. So did you do bodybuilding or men's physique? You probably
I did bodybuilding.
You did bodybuilding? Yeah. So were you like what was your weight class?
I competed around 210.
Oh, did you?
200,
Nice.
210,
Yeah. How tall are you?
5'9".
Did you ever do any competing at all?
No. I
That's
rode the bench in
cool.
football.
That's awesome. Did you play football too?
I played football.
Yeah, me
in high
too.
school, yeah.
Y'all played it at Abilene High
Abilene High,
and
Clyde,
Cooper.
and Clyde for me too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
at Abilene High.
Cool. What position did y'all play?
I played inside linebacker.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you play?
Center and right guard.
Nice. I was a receiver, believe it or not. Yeah, I was 185 pounds, 6'2", and man, if I could have been my height and weight
Right.
now, you know. I always think people, even my like classmates, you're like, man, if you would have just had that a couple years earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about this though? So, like when you were competing in bodybuilding in particular, because I know that industry, unfortunately, if you want to get good, you've got to do some gear. You got to
Right.
do some drugs. And did you ever stack multiple compounds? I mean, I'm sure you did when you were really going hard.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you feel about that? Like, because I got to a point where that was an option, and I had prep coaches that, basically were real with me. They're like, look, you can only take this so far if you're going to do it, unless you want to go like completely natural and compete in a natural. But in this industry, like, it's just part of the game, and I think a lot of people don't understand that. It's just part of the game. And so if you really want to compete at the highest level, it's, literally every athlete's doing
Every
that.
athlete.
So how did you feel about it? Did you get to a point where you had sort of an ethical, like where you were like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, or how was it for you?
Yeah. So going into it, like I had a pretty good natural build.
Yeah.
And then I remember like finding out like you have to take
Yep.
these supplements. Like there's no like if you want to compete like
Yeah,
in
exactly.
UFC or any chance of becoming a professional, it's like
Yep.
you have to. And I actually remember the exact moment where
You do?
I'm like I gotta make this choice now. Like, I
Yeah.
gotta pick one or the other. So and I decided like I want to be a pro. Like that was my dream at the time.
Whoa.
And so I'm like, all right. So I went all in.
Yeah.
And did the bulks, did the cuts.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff. And that led to more problems later on.
Yeah.
Following itself with it's just you, me.
Yes.
And I'm not
Yes.
saying that to everybody, but that was my case.
Yep.
It's like I have to eat my meals in
That's
2
right.
hours. I have to have these supplements. I can't do this. I can't
Yep.
do that. It's like
That's
it was
right.
all about me at the time.
Yeah.
And so I did that for about 10 years, and then after I gave my life to Jesus,
Yeah.
God really convicted me and like this isn't for you. So
Yeah.
I cold turkey. I stopped for like 5
dude.
years. And
Not even, but you don't do like TRT now?
so for 5 years, I had the testosterone like 80 or more.
Oh,
Yeah, like 180.
You went all the way up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
And what did your body do?
It's just tired, fatigued, lost a lot of
Yeah.
muscle. Then 5 years later, like I felt like God's like, okay, let's
Yeah.
like now that I'm not worshiping,
Exactly.
and idolizing it.
Yes.
So now I'm on TRT.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll throw in some test boosters too, and I feel like,
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, and we're good friends with say good friends. I can't remember his name.
Live Oak
Live Oak
testosterone?
Testosterone.
Really?
Yeah. So we just
Shut
started
up.
working with him, and he's a great guy. And he's,
Dude, I want to. My girlfriend and I have been talking about setting an appointment because I think I want to do TRT.
Yeah.
And it's a little expensive right out the gate, but then it's like $350 all in, right? But then I think it's like $150 just every month, and that's not bad, Especially they do your blood work, everything.
That's everything.
I want to have him on, and y'all need to go on his too, his
Yeah.
podcast. That would be good to have you on there. And
he's thorough too.
He is?
Yeah. Like after
See, I
I've been
love
going
that.
for probably a year now. I think
What?
a year.
y'all both go?
So I actually been getting mine from my doctor,
Okay, yeah.
and then he's been going.
Yeah.
You've been going though. Do you like it?
I love it. Yeah. Because they
Dude.
you do the body scan.
Uh-huh.
They're real thorough at reviewing your labs with you. They do labs every time you go in. So
Yeah.
every 4 months I go in.
That's so great.
And they do a full set of labs.
Yeah.
And they go through all your labs, and then he sits down and he talks to you and goes through
Right.
what you could take to make things better, or how it's looking, how many points came up, how many came down, how things are looking.
Yeah.
And then set new goals for the next 4 months.
I love it.
And that's a big thing for me, is having that goal post.
Okay, yeah.
And so he's like setting that goal post for you.
For sure.
And now that's always helped me with like those Spartan races. We set a Spartan race up. It's like having that goal post. I know that race is coming.
Yeah. Do y'all still do Spartan racing?
We haven't in a while.
I did the last one I did. I've done a Spartan, a Tough Mudder, and a Conquer the Gauntlet. Have y'all ever heard of Conquer the Gauntlet? Dude, we'll talk about those in a minute. But I don't want to get off this topic just yet. So, do y'all have any? Are y'all going bald at all?
He has
Oh,
more than
yeah.
me. Yeah,
You aren't?
A little
bit, huh? You're
going.
going bald, dude. Let me see real quick.
That was pre-testosterone.
Okay,
too, right?
so you're already
Pre-testosterone.
shaving it or what?
Oh yeah, I've been for
You are?
years. Yeah, freaked my kids out. They were like, "Put it back on." Like,
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Dude, so my dad's bald, and I have had hair, like a lot of hair, dude, my whole life,
Yeah, you still got
but like it's starting to recede, dude. It is getting thin, and it happened only like 2 years ago, at the age of like 36 or something. And man, I was pissed, dude, because I thought I was gonna keep my hair. I really did, like, because he started going bald in his 20s, and so I'm like, where did this come from,
Right.
And so, man, it just, I guess I'm gonna get to the point where I just start shaving it. I don't know, like, when does that happen though? When did you start just shaving yours?
Late 20s.
Well,
Probably,
like, I mean, it started looking ridiculous or something? You're like, I'm just gonna shave it, or what? Yeah.
Yeah. I started getting this like big circle
Yeah.
right here, and I'd be sitting on the couch, and then I just feel these like little fingers, and it's like, Dad, it's getting bigger. I'm like,
Leave it alone.
Are you
Yeah.
serious? Your
Yeah.
kids?
I
Yeah.
kept blaming it on my hard hat, because I'd have my
Yeah.
hard hat on. It felt like it was always pulling hairs out right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's my hard hat. It's my hard hat. And then finally they took a picture of it with their phone.
That's what'll get you,
and
dude.
showed me.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
You don't
okay,
realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not my. Yeah.
So did you try anything? Did you try any product supplements or anything, or?
Yeah, some little like the phone stuff. I tried it for like a day, and I'm like, I can't do this every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, just gone.
Have y'all heard of the hymns stuff? Y'all haven't seen that?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, I see that. I probably see it all the time because it's in my algorithm because I'm searching baldness stuff. Yeah, but dude, I see it all. I think I'm gonna try it, but it's like a combination of like 3 ingredients that are known to help regrow hair, prevent hair loss, that kind of stuff. And there's good reviews, and they say if you catch it, kind of early, that it can help. But then did you ever think about doing hair plug, like the surgery, like getting hair plug? You
You
did?
can't afford it.
Well, I know. So
I
you
never
can
looked
go to
into the
Turkey
price,
though.
but-
You can go to Turkey, which that's expensive just to go to Turkey.
Yeah.
But it's like $1,500 to $2,000 as opposed to like $10,000
Oh, wow.
at like Bosley here in the States.
And
And so it's exactly. Yeah, but dude, it's a big thing. Like there are flocks of dudes. Like you'll see them in the airport, like they're all together and they all have like the tape on their head from like having the surgery. Like, and they're like walking in the airport. Like droves of dudes go and do that because it's a lot cheaper. But that's one of the only ways it's like for sure, and even that's not for sure. Like you can go wrong, Yeah. Anyway, this kind of sucks, but I guess it is what it is. But so yeah, that's what's I wanted to also touch on, because what you said about the bodybuilding industry, I've said this too before, and I can relate to that because when I was doing it like pretty hardcore as well, I kind of hit the same point that you did. So I kind of was able to reflect and see that I had become like this, like really self-obsessed, almost narcissistic, real selfish.
Right.
And it's not like I was trying to do that. And I had my gym, right? So I had clients too who were depending on me.
Right.
And it became more about me than them even, and it got weird, man, because I was just always critiquing my physique. It was always about my meals. We go to family dinners and I have my Tupperware, and it's like, I don't know if I want to live that way anymore.
Yeah.
And there's something, there are good things and bad things about it. And one thing I love is, like you said, it's you against you. And I love being able to really push myself past where I think I could go, to really push. There's no other feeling like that, you know what I mean? And being really lean and shredded, there's something that's like empowering about it too, you know what I mean? It's like a real boost of confidence. And I think, you know, for me, it's also like this internal void that I've tried to fill with all kinds of stuff, drug, everything, you know, you name it, addictions. And I think that was part of it too, is like just needing to be good enough, you know, and so chasing that. Yeah. And so I guess what I want to ask is like, is that something that you would ever do again in any way? Like, would you ever do like one more now that you kind of have some perspective? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought about it. And you know, even the good things about the sport is just, you know, that discipline. Like, I think our, you know, society nowadays, they lack so much discipline.
Yep.
Like, you know, you don't need a triple meat, triple cheeseburger every time you go get a burger, right? Like, it comes with that discipline and that hard work.
Yep.
You know, so I do love those aspects about it.
Yeah, me
Some
too.
Community. And you know, I don't think I'd ever do the drugs again.
Yeah.
But you know, for myself to get back into great shape. You know, like my kids love that I work out and I'm so muscular. Yep. And as men and fathers, like I think we are obligated, like to be at a certain level of fitness,
Me
and
too.
strength, and,
I like that.
and to be able to leave our children and show them what masculinity is.
I
You know,
do
the
too,
culture
man.
is such against masculinity nowadays. And yeah, so I mean, I feel like most definitely I'll, whether I compete again, but most definitely keep my physique.
Yeah.
Keep fighting as hard as I can. Keep striving to be as fit as I can.
Yeah. I like that, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of other
I like
good
that.
things.
Well, you know, sometimes some people ask me, sometimes they're like, you gonna do another one? And I'm like, yeah, I might do one more.
Yeah.
But then I always say, I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to find maybe something else to go after. Because there have been times where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna set a goal, try to get really in great shape, get really shredded, and not even compete, just act like I'm going.
Right, yeah.
But then I can't if I don't have the, you know, the ship. Yeah, the goalpost.
Yeah.
So, is there anything like that you thought of, like maybe doing a triathlon or maybe doing a Spartan race or something? Is there anything like that you thought about doing?
Yeah, because we, you know, that was the goal. Like, hey, I helped him get in shape. Like, hey, let's sign up for the Spartan race, 3 miles.
Yeah.
You know, that's gonna be our fitness goal. Like, that's the end of the line.
I like that.
He did it. Hated the first one. He's like, why?
Did you?
Yeah. But
Oh yeah.
Why? What was
Hold
it?
on, my
Tell me about it. Where was it at, first of all?
with the, you know, when I'm carrying the bucket, I'm posing.
Oh,
and you're like,
gosh,
these
yeah.
people, what are they doing?
You're
It was
posing.
terrible. I like the first 4-foot wall that I got to. I mean, I was
And he was,
smoking
what,
and
300
drinking. I was
pounds?
300
Oh,
pounds.
you were, dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we get to this first wall, and I'm already heaving, and I try to jump over that first wall and jack my knee up, and then I'm like hobbling the rest of the way, and I have this bucket full of rocks, and you got to go up a hill and around this curve, and
Yeah.
you finally come to the bottom of the hill, and there's a guy down there with a camera taking pictures as you're coming down.
Yeah.
He was ahead of me,
Yeah.
and I just hear this like little bitty kid down there at the bottom that looked like a little 16-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Like, I like set the bucket down before I got to this picture spot,
Yeah.
and this little 16-year-old kid's like, pick the bucket up. I'm like,
Are you serious? Like shaming you?
like, yeah, I'm like, just take it any worse.
Yeah.
And then I pick the bucket up, and Jesse goes down the hill and like flexes on his way down the hill.
Yeah.
And the guy takes a picture,
Yeah.
and then here's me with like my hoodie on, and I'm like dying. I'm like, I didn't want to die right
I
there
would
and
have
fall
laughed that
down
hard.
there.
Yeah. Y'all should put those two pictures together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll beat you up.
Yeah. They're
That's
on Facebook
hilarious.
somewhere.
They are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's
But
funny.
then later on, like, you know, months, years later, he were running the 12 mile, 13
Oh,
mile.
y'all did that one?
Yeah, so I mean,
I've never done that.
Yeah, we got pretty
Yeah.
serious.
Wow.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
And you ended up liking it?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I still do. I want to go to one in
Yeah.
October. I'm always watching the dates of when they're popping up again. My daughter and her boyfriend just went to Austin and did theirs first,
Nice.
like solo.
Yeah.
Went out together. And
Have y'all ever done a Tough Mudder?
We worked one at the trailer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are cool
They
too.
look fun.
I like
Look
that
funner.
Spartan is a little more individual, and the Tough Mudder, of course, you have to complete everything as a team pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's cool to take a team out there. We took
Yeah.
some people from my gym to do one, and dude, it was epic. One of the things that was the crazy, I'll never forget this. So I had a buddy and a client, and he bought these cleats that there were like Tough Mudder cleats, like for the Tough Mudder, and he's a pretty big dude. And you do all these obstacles, and at the very end, it's a human pyramid. So it's this slanted wall, and at the very bottom of it is this like 2-inch lip that you can. So what you have to do is think about like a pyramid, right? So there's the 3 heaviest guys on the bottom with your heels on that little lip. And I'm telling you, it's tiny, so you can slip off, you know. And then after you have those 3 guys, you get 2 a little bit lighter guys on your shoulders, and then you got 2 ladies up top or whatever is what we had. And then once somebody's up top, you have to all get over the wall. So once somebody's up top, they create like an anchor up there, and the bottom person reaches up and climbs up the people, basically. Man, it's hard.
Yeah.
And he had these damn cleats on, dude. And he ended up, I don't know why he wasn't one of the base. Anyway, he climbs on my shoulders, and those things went into my shoulders and created like like bloody spike marks in my shoulders and digits. And we ended up doing it, man. But it was epic. Like, it's tough. So it was cool, man. Yeah, those are. Somebody needs to bring one of those to San Angelo. You know what I mean? Like at Twin Buttes or something, or out of the lake. That'd be pretty badass. So let's kind of start wrapping it up, but I want to talk a little bit more about the store. So you are located. Give me I'm gonna go do, like I said, I'm gonna go do some filming and stuff at the actual shop. But what are y'all next to?
So the hairport is.
Oh yeah.
You know where the hairport?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're on the back side of that building, right next to the Shine Bright Car Wash.
That's right.
Still
Yeah.
working on that, and right across the street from the Roses.
Yep. Perfect. Okay. Cool. How many square feet did y'all spend?
We're about 1,000 square feet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. So you got all kinds of supplements. What other kind of gear do y'all have? Like you have sleeves, you said. Y'all have wraps.
And these are more the powerlifting, the heavy duty pro knee sleeves.
Nice.
And then we have the bit more basic knee sleeves like you can wear for your entire workout
Yeah.
because they're gonna cut your circulation off.
Very nice.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Do y'all do any kind of nutrition? Do y'all do any kind of nutritional guidance, meal plans, anything like that?
We do some, yeah,
Okay.
and we do want to have like just kind of like a standard. You know, we printed some stuff out that's like we don't charge for it.
Yeah.
And anytime.
Cool. I like that.
And we're working on getting Jake and Alan to the shop at certain times, like where people can come in and they can give them some advice and stuff.
I like it.
You know,
Yeah.
So we're working and just wherever if there's a need, somebody asks for help, like we're.
That's great. Yeah.
Let's help out.
Very
Let's
cool.
be that community.
Yeah. Nice. And so what days are you got? What are y'all's hours and days y'all are open? Y'all open 7 days a week? Or 6 days? 6 days, closed Sunday?
We're off on Sunday.
I like that. Very nice. Cool.
Yeah, we're running till 8 o'clock now.
8
We're
o'clock?
about to change. Right now we're 8 a.m. to 7,
Okay.
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 on Saturday. But we're looking at, we've got some more staff now. We got some Jessie powerlifters. His
Nice.
daughter works for us, and then a couple other people. So
Okay.
increasing our staff and also want to increase the hours.
Love it. Love it.
But we'll stay close.
Cool.
On Sundays.
Yeah. So one more thing. Oh yeah. What kind of brands do y'all have for protein? I know you said y'all have a Rule 1. Like what else do y'all
Rule
carry?
1, Dymatize,
Nice.
Redcon.
Nice.
Yeah, there's.
Do y'all carry Combat by any chance? You ever heard of that one? It's a decent
USA Labs.
Okay.
And we got
Y'all don't
Human
carry
Nutrition.
UMP Beverly International, do you? No, that's a good one. But I love Rule 1. That's one of my favorite products. Yeah. Nice. And a bunch of pre-workouts, right?
Yeah, tons of pre-workouts.
Awesome. Do y'all do any samples at all?
Oh, we have some, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so lastly, guys, tell me, let's start with Mike. Give me 3 things that you're genuinely grateful for right now in your life.
I'm grateful for my family, my job, and then Jesse. He's been a big help for me in my life. Like the whole iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
You know, it's come.
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to do it the same way, back and forth. Man.
Yep.
We're like shake and bake.
Love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
What was
it.
the other one we said the other day? Shake and bake.
I love it. Yeah.
We're a good team.
What about you, Jesse?
You know, most of God, like,
Yeah.
probably I give him all the glory for everything. And my family, and then just my partnership, you know, the close friends that I have.
Yes,
I
sir.
would not be here doing this if it wasn't for Mike. So.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's
That's cool. Y'all are in it together.
yeah. The business game is not. It's not for the faint of
That's
heart.
right,
It's
dude.
hard.
That's right.
We've
Yeah.
it's been hard.
Yes, sir. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I think you guys are going to do really well, and I'm so glad to have y'all in the community. I'll do anything I can to help and support, and man, I'm gonna help get y'all's message out there. And y'all are already killing it, but
Appreciate it.
I really appreciate. Anything else y'all want to plug or say or anything?
I don't. You know, we're Christian. I don't know if you mind if I pray for you.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. we
Let's
can
do it.
hour.
Absolutely. I would love that.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for Matt and just all that he's doing for you, Jesus, and just in this community, Lord. And just we just pray for blessing in the name of Jesus over his business and all that he's doing. Lord, we just pray for our blessing business, Lord. And let it just be a blessing to others. Let us glorify you, Jesus. And let us help others, Lord. Let us be a part of this community and just have a heart of serving others, Lord. And just helping bring your kingdom and bringing love to others and just helping people in their dark times and in their struggles in this life, Lord, and just ultimately to glorify you, Jesus. We just pray blessings over our families and our children and our loved ones, that you bless us and keep us, watch over us. And just thank you for all you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
I love that. Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I pray for and that God is really helping me with is I always pray, Lord, please embolden me in my faith. Embolden me. Like, help me to pray for others. Help me to do what you just did right there. And so, man, I think anytime somebody does that publicly, huge kudos, man. Keep doing that. Keep saving people. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
love what you're doing, dude. And
Thank
this is
you.
Awesome. Thank you for inviting us.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you later.
Thanks.
Dude, those are great, y'all.
Hey, you're on.
Yeah, good show.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was probably one of my favorite ones. Just to kind of talking about all that stuff, you know, because I love all that stuff, man.
I feel like it was very genuine and like I didn't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I hate public speaking.
You do?
Oh, absolutely.
Man, I would have never guessed that. You too, or no? Y'all both seem, y'all
That's what
both
makes
seem
this
real
whole thing
right.
hard, 'cause it's like, we need to help all these people, and then
Yeah.
it's like we don't say anything.
Right.
Like,
No,
it's
y'all,
like,
y'all are right on cue,
Well, you made
man.
it comfortable.
It
I
was-
feel like
it was
a
cool.
very,
Well,
just
good.
a conversation instead of like.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Just talking about some of that stuff. That, you know, sometimes people are afraid to talk about the, you know, using the gear and the
Yeah.
competing. But I think it's more common, especially guys our age, that have experimented with it or maybe have competed and done it, don't want to talk about it. And so I think it's important to do that, dude. That's pretty cool. I really appreciate that. That was awesome, guys. All right.
Cool.
Let's see. So I will have this out. Let me see. I'll end this real quick. Hang on. There we go.